Lisandro Martinez just showcased his strength against one of the strongest players in the world, Adama Traore. This is what he said.
What was the thinking there about how you have to do him because of the pace that he's got?
You saw it in real time as well.
I sent him to the gym. No. No, it's really difficult to play against these opponents. But yeah, I learned from the first one because in the first situation, he killed me, and then I killed him back. So yeah, we have to be concentrate, and when we lose, 1 second focus.
So what is it you think about there when you're in a situation like this? What is it that you need to do better on the second one? What did you get wrong there?
I think I don't have to think too much. I have to go to the duel. If I go with confidence, with 100% confidence, there I should win the ball. But it's small details. But in the Premier League, small details in the end are big details, you know. Yeah, it's a big 1 second. That's it.
Lisandro, when you first came to the Premier League, there were a lot of comments about you because of the physicality of this league. Yeah. How have you found it?
You mean for...
Exactly, my friend.
I said it was too small.
So what I'm saying is, for Martinez to play at his level, he's obviously a good player. You can see his passing with his left foot, he's aggressive, all those things. So he has to be because of the height, but at times that will cost him. But if he is 9 out of 10 at everything else, it will compensate for being 5'9". Because at times, if you're out of that height, you will get exposed, as we saw in the first 2 games.
Which is
You're quite big.
he's bigger than you.
Yeah, he's bigger than me.
You've got heels on.
No, just as a player, we are ready for everything, for criticize, for everything. It's part of our job. If we are here to just for excuses, yeah, we are not ready for this club, especially in this club. If you play bad, be ready for the criticize. So I was ready for that. I think the first 2 games I didn't play well, and I take the responsibility. And I said, one more, and then.
I mean, obviously the fact that he'd had a right go at him at the start of last season, he fronted up to it and didn't sort of. I mean, I think that's a good. He's got a massive personality on the pitch. I think when United have got him in the team, they're a lot more aggressive. He wants to, in that Argentinian sort of fight and spirit is just there right the way through. I mean, I think the fact that he speaks with a level of belief and authority will give his teammates comfort.
That was a brilliant interview, because I mean he's giving you sort of a little bit of tactical insight in terms of the team. He's speaking about other players, and you know what he did? He didn't come on and sort of make excuses. Of course, you know, we criticise players or we analyse them, and sometimes we give them praise, but to come on and say, I'm playing for Man United. If you think you can come here and not be sort of questioned, looked at, criticised, and he was heavily criticised at the start of the last season. Obviously, he said I didn't play my best football, you know, when he first came in the first 2 games. But that type of personality to come up and front that and not look for excuses, he looks like he's a warrior. You can see that when he plays. But yeah, I thought he came across brilliantly.
And there's been a lot of changes at the club.
Would you change your position now on Martinez?
Come on.
I
think he's been brilliant. I think he's... To be that small and play centre-back, you've obviously got to be a special player, a good player. Now, I didn't think someone at that size could cope in the Premier League, and he has coped. I think he's been brilliant. I think he's when I said before about United's spirit, I think he's been a big part of that. You see him sort of... I think there was a game I saw a few weeks ago where he was actually sub. And someone scored maybe a late goal, and he was right involved. This was only like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And you see, obviously, him in the World Cup, Argentinian, he's got that fight. I think him, Casemiro coming in, it feels more powerful, more stronger. But I didn't think a centre-back would be able to cope that size. Now, listen, I think if you can still get exposed in the air, that has to happen at some stage. But the best players, every player's got weaknesses. The best players hide them or make sure they don't get exposed. And I think he's a really good player. And he surprised me that the way he's coped, or basically how teams can't.
Is that a little moonwalk that we've just seen from?
I've got no problem. I can admit when I'm wrong.
You know how Here comes the apology, the retreat down the road.
All right, yes, let's start with that then. Lisandro Martinez, he's too small to play in English football. He's too small to play in the Premier League.
Yeah, that's not about Lisandro Martinez. That's about any centre-back. Any centre-back coming to the Premier League who is well under 6 foot, you think he's going to have a problem. But he hasn't, and every player has weaknesses, whatever that may be, whether it's physically, technically. And the best players hide the weaknesses. We've all got them. No one's a perfect player. And I just looked at that and I thought, how can you overcome that in the Premier League? I mean, I wasn't the tallest centre-back, and I used to go into games worried that I'm going to get found out or I'm going to get sort of bullied in the air. And at times you lose big challenges, you lose goals. And I thought he's probably 3 or 4 inches smaller than me. But I think when you're talking about the role of Casemiro, and he's not in the Manchester United team, I think it's a massive drop-off when Martinez is not in the Manchester United team defensively, but also his ability on the ball and playing out from the back. And he's a warrior, he's a leader, and when you think of like that spine of the team, certainly him and Casemiro, 2 new signings, I think they've made a huge difference. So apologies, Lisandro and all my Man United fans, if you can please stop tweeting me about Lisandro Martinez now that we've both out very well.
A little bit of humble pie for you. There you go, Jamie.
5'9" as a centre-back is a problem. But if I think of the best centre-back I ever seen play was Franco Baresi, and he was 5'9", 5'10". Number one, he didn't play in England, but what it means is you to compensate for your lack of height and being good in the air and maybe getting dominated time, you have to be outstanding at everything else, and that's what Baresi was. So Baresi organises the whole team. He's lightning quick, he brings the ball out, so he's almost 10 out of 10 at everything else, and maybe 6 out of 10 in the air. So that's what made him what he was. So for Martinez, tonight he showed that. So he has to be fantastic on the ball. He has to win all his duels on the floor. He has to read the game. Can he organise that defence and be a warrior? And if he's really good at all those are fantastic, it'll compensate for his lack of height. But being 5'9" in the Premier League is something to worry about. Of course it is.
It was a massive... Look, he was absolutely outstanding. Him and Melissa at left back were outstanding tonight. They were unbelievable. However, they'll probably find that game easier tonight than they will do at Southampton and at Leicester next week away from home, because there's no doubt that Melissa is quite small as well. He's smaller than Martinez, I think. They will put the ball into that channel a lot more directly. Liverpool didn't do that tonight, so the challenges will still come.
Is that where he will use the squad, Eric Ten Hag, like he told us he might do?
He may do, and he might have to put Martinez to left back.